so important. We're talking about skin in the sky. We're talking about spread. Let's go back to the first thing I said. They're looking to see. And if I drew the rest of them here and said, okay, right. They're looking to see, is it too high? Too high, they're saying what, 6 in a box? You know, 6 in a box, somebody's uncovered. Okay? Or they're looking what? And they're looking over here and they're saying, what? 1 high, they know 6 in the box and they got everybody's covered down. Okay? The only thing you can give them is you got to walk somebody out in order to give them 5 in the box. Okay? So, understand that that's what they're looking for, and they're trying to count the run game. So the question is really is this, okay, another thing goes back when I was talking about the head game and all that stuff. It's not really what the next talk's about. One of the things you want to be able to do in that spread stuff is by bringing him underneath. Okay? Okay? This guy can now what? 2nd and long, 3rd down, medium, 3rd and long. What can he do that 5 and 4? He can what? He can widen out. He can widen out to cover that gap. Okay? Because you're covering this thing, you're covering it anyway. Okay? And here's the game within it, is you got to be able to what? Show them the same look. And we're going to stun it, that, and we're going to slam it. And I want to what? And creep him down late. Right? Give him a check to the damn bolt. Give it to him. Check to the bolt. And then what? Okay? Or the same thing. If I'm going to play that too high, okay, I want to start with it down, right? Him in the middle, and then what? And then I'm going to move over, and I'm going to come back. Right? Or I'm going to have him what? You know what? I'm going to start right here, and then I'm going to come back in. Okay? So basic drill rules. We want to be able to show too high, play 1 high. Okay? We want to show 1 high and play 2 high. And then we want to play just show it, play it. And we want to play 1 high, show it, play it. Okay? But that's again, so you're not giving them the chalk and letting them hold the thing last, and they know what they're getting. The quarterback gets to look at it, know he's got the bubble. Especially if they're going to check with me system. And a lot of the spreads, let's go back, a lot of spreads, he's going, okay, here's the play. He gave him, whatever, 25 counter, check bubble. And all he's going to do is come up and look. There's 2 on, he sees 2 on the roof. He knows, boom, he's looking 6-man box. I'm throwing the ball. Right? He knows what? Comes out, says 1 on the roof, all covered down, we're running 25 counter. Okay? And again, so that's why you've got, I mean, so much of this still is helping you guys out with this. I mean, you can help yourself out a ton by disguising those things. Okay? All right. The next talk, we're talking about the counter, the power, the quarterback trap, the quarterback dart. Okay? To me, this is where the spread teams changed a bunch. It's not just the option. And when we break them down, all right, and I think you have to have a system within yourself of how you classifying offenses so you can get it top. You know what I mean? Well, what he says is, hey, everything, you have the zone scheme, okay? You have the gap scheme, and you have option football. Okay? And all the runs are in one of those. That's it. Okay? So we have a zone scheme, we have a gap scheme, and gap is anytime they're blocking back and holding somebody. But the counter, power, whatever else, you have the zone scheme, you have the gap scheme, you have option football. Okay? So, to me, this is when the last couple of years where spread teams really changed. Because, you know, I think that in the 90s and even early 2000s, this option, it was, you know, they're in the zone. You know? Okay, and then they got zone option. Got a little fancy. We're going to run zone option. But as now, when people start running the ability to run power, counter, and play hardball football, Now, so, because that was a big knock. Nobody wanted to run, you know, if you're coaching, you don't want that spread offense. Why? Because your offense was soft. You weren't hammering your defense. Your defense wasn't soft in spring practice. You know what I mean? And you weren't seeing those hard ball runs at you. And so I think in the last couple of years, I mean, people started getting the one back and still be able to run, whether it be quarterback power or whatever else, or motion a guy in a kick or whatever else. And that's what really changed to me. Okay, because now not only do you have to account for the quarterback in the run game, but they still have an ability to come out and smack you, knock you in the teeth. Okay, and so again, to me, this is really, if you talk about, you know, this is where it all starts. You know what I mean? And all that stuff's nice. I think defending is really the zone option. If you got a plan, I think it can get pretty simple. Okay, it's when they start dragging this stuff in there. You know, and it's your ability to fit it right. That's the most important thing. Can you fit it right? Okay. I drew up a couple, just a counter, and I know you got different ways. You guys say, hey, well, that's not how we see it. Okay, we'll talk about that. We'll draw it up however you want. Okay. And I drew up a counter, a guard tackle counter, a counter tray, over one back. Okay. Reading the 5 technique. Okay. I drew up just a quarterback power. Okay. And then with quarterback trap or quarterback dart game, I don't know whatever you guys call it. Okay, all right, and then just the regular dart or trap, tackle trap. Okay, all right. And let's just go through them. I want to talk about their keys, their reads, and like I said, if we want something else to draw up, let's draw up something else. Okay, all right. Counter. All right. First, talk about when we talk about the backers. All right, the backers, how am I reading this thing? We talked about the 10 backer. He's still got to see his triangle. Okay, I'm seeing my triangle. When we talk about you got to break it down real simple for me. What's he going to see? He's going to see zone. He's going to see zone that way. All right, he's going to see the center block back and the guard pole. Right, all right. Could see center block back him block the 3 technique in this guard pole, which is the hardest one for the 10 backer to see because he's going to see it late. Okay, so. In this one, you see the guard block back, you see this guard pole. Okay, we said pullers have preference. Okay, so we're trying to tell that 10 backer on this is that when this guy pulls, okay, all right, you got to go. All right, and we are first looking for that window there, underneath the tackle. Okay, because if for some reason, if that tackle goes over the front side backer, I want him to blow that damn gap. Okay. If the tackle is tight, what we tell him is you always work across the top of any trash. Okay? So tell him how we draw it up, and it can happen. They can run the same play 3 times, and you may see it 3 different ways. Okay? Know this, though. If I'm a 10 backer and those guard pull, somebody's going to hit you. Okay? So here's the deal. We drill it, and I'll show you how we do it. We do a little slip drill. But what we're doing is when we go in this gap here, we're seeing this tackle. We know that if I get counter, I should expect that tackle to block me. Okay? If the tackle is high, we are going to backdoor him. Okay? If the tackle is tight, I'm going to work across the top of him, and I want to fit on the outside of the second level puller. Okay? All right? If I am the front side backer, okay, what we tell them is this, okay, that is a closed window. Down, down, veer block, just like you saw in it. If you veer block, we're going to gap exchange to the end, just like on the E call. Same thing. So I get down, down, I'm going to gap exchange, and I need to replace his feet. Okay? When I replace his feet, okay, my job is also to stay inside, okay? We say this. Anytime we back up, we say if that backer, if I scrape, we say anytime, if I'm scraping, okay, I'm on the front side of the scrape, anytime I scrape, I'm going to spill. All right, any second level puller. That could be second level block, could be the fullback on that. It could be guard coming around on power. I'm going to be inside of it. Okay, if I scrape, I'm going to be inside any second level puller. Okay, all right. So here, all right, I'm going to scrape, replace the feet. Okay. And if this backside tackle comes around, I'm going to be inside of it. He should be, let me go to our end. Our end gets the down block. I should squeeze, punch the thigh board. Alright? If this guy was running at me number 76, I'm going to run through the 7. Okay? I'm going to rip the 7. I'm going to square my shoulders and get vertical. And I'm going to try to take out 2. Okay? Alright? So if I'm the end, again, I'm going to squeeze. I'm going to punch. I see it. I'm going to rip through the 7. I'm going to get my shoulders square. Okay? And I'm going to try to take out 2. Okay? So if the tackle pulls around here, that backer ought to fit inside. Does everybody get that? Okay? So I should fit inside that hole. Okay? The backside backer, right? If there's a window here, I'm going to take it. If there's not, I'm fitting on the outside of that folder. Okay? So we should always vice that thing. One inside, one outside of it. Okay? Okay. All right, here we go. Ready? Play side tackle. I should be, if I'm stepping right, I should be stepping to the center. I'm stepping to the center. He's blocking away. Okay, if he blocks away and I get pressure, I need to fight pressure. It's one of the hardest things to do inside. Okay? All right? What we tell them is this then. If I'm getting washed, okay? So let's say on that tackle. Okay? Okay? I step to the center, and you can go ahead and get on me. Good? Right? I want to try to, ideally I want to fight back. Okay? And that's what we're going to coach. We're going to coach the shit out of that. But we also want to coach them when it don't happen right. Okay? Boom. If I'm getting washed, alright, I want to spin back and I'm going to ice pick it. Okay? And I'm going to get back in the damn play. Alright? If you're screwed up, the last thing I want you to do is stay here and the guy go. Alright? The guy's on your hip, he's got you pinned, you ain't getting out of the damn thing, you're washed. If I'm getting washed, as soon as I see that ball cross my face, boom, when the ball crosses my face and I see it, bam, I'm going to spin back out and get back the ball into play. Okay? Alright, thanks. Alright? 3 technique. Okay? I see the pull. I know if my guy pulls, somebody's going to replace him, somebody's blocking back. Okay? So what we tell the 3 is this. Okay? If my guy pulls, I know the center's blocking me. Okay? If the center is low on my hip, I'm going to run backside and get the ball in the play. Okay? If he hits me in the ass, or hits me on the hip, I'm going to stay upfield. Okay? Alright? For some reason, he gets flat and he hits me here. Again, same thing. I want to hold my ground, try to fight back. If he gets me and I'm getting my ass washed, I'm going to spin my ass back and I'm going to come back and ball to the play. Okay? Alright? Now, ideally, no, we're not trying to tell them, let's go spin out every damn thing. But the thing about teaching kids to spin is this. The only time you spin is on gap schemes. Okay? There's got to be a puller. Okay? Otherwise, they'll start spinning on the zone. No, they're spinning out of the gaps. No. The only time you ever spin is on a gap scheme. I saw a guy pulled across my face, and I'm getting washed. Okay? So that's when we did it. So, okay, they could do that. We don't start teaching that first. We always want to teach about fight back the pressure, get your pads down, resync your hips, resync back down, get your pads down, and fight that back. That's what we want to happen. But then again, hell, it happens in that pit so fast, you know, you got to teach them how to get out of that. Okay? All right? Okay. Now here's the thing. All right? If I got the pull on my side, he's still reading my butt. Okay? All right? So it's the same thing. I got to squat, sit, and see the quarterback. Okay? I still got to squat, sit, and see the quarterback. It don't matter. This don't matter to me in the front. I still have a read situation. He is reading me. If he's reading you, you better squat and sit. You got the QB. Okay? All right? Basic thing, let's go back to this. Okay? What we drill when we talk about our backers is this. Okay? We're going to do a simple power drill. Okay? I'm going to put 2 backers up. Okay, I'll put a cone and a cone and a cone so they know this, so we can get reps at it. Okay, and I'm gonna stand there and I'm gonna get. You don't have J, so find you somebody trainer or somebody else to stand over there. Okay, so I want to say power, all right, and I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna say power left, power left, power left. Okay, I'm gonna scrape, and I'm gonna treat that as a puller. I'm gonna be inside, right? I'm gonna scrape over top, and I'm outside. Okay. So we can get fast reps. Power left, boom, next two up. Power left, power left, power left, bam, we get reps, okay? And then we're going to fit the counter the same damn way. One thing I'm going to tell them to do is what? I'm going to give them 2 steps downhill, and then I'm what? Back inside, fill it, back inside on the outside. You got it? Just simple little drill, okay? And then we start adding it in. If we got a guy going to work here, and I make that a puller here, step back so I get the key read, right? And I see my puller goes, I'm going, okay? For the sake of this drill, we never run a window on the backside. You always got to fit like over the top. Okay? So we do a power drill that way, and we do a counter drill that way. Just so you get reps of where I'm supposed to fit on that guy that's pulling. Okay? Alright? The worst thing happens when you get, I come here, I'm outside, he's gripping, he's outside, and where's the back hit? Straight down through there. Okay? So we want to make sure we can fit that pulley. Okay? Alright? Okay. We good? Anybody else want to see another power? You want to see it back if we did it the other way? If they did to the shade, if they ran counter over here, it's the same thing, right? This guy pulled, but I'm going to look through a window first. If I don't have it, I'm going to come over across the top. Okay? If I got counter coming my way, step, and I pull counter, again, I'm going to think the tackle's going to block my ass. I'm going to get across the top of him, and again, as that puller comes around, I'm going to be inside. If you're the front side, you're inside. If you're the back side, you're outside. That changes if you're in the 4-3. Right? I'm drawing up a 6-man box, which basically when you walk the Sam out, you're in a 6-man box. Okay? But that ain't going to fit the same way. Put a tight end in there and bring your Sam in here. It's not the same. He's the spiller. He's over the top. Okay? Okay? All right. Let's just go through a couple of these real fast, and we'll go whatever you want. All right, right? Power. Okay, that's quarterback power. It's one of the toughest ones. Okay, because it gets you spread out, it can get you 8-man front, it get you inverts out. Okay. All right. Let's go through here. Let's go backside backer. Okay, backside backer. I'm in a 41 technique or 30 technique, whatever you call them. I'm bright lighting the guard. He pulls. Okay. He pulls. That's the window I want him to hit. Okay? Right? So we don't want our shade across the face. The center blocks back and you ain't cross the face. Okay? You got to hold your damn ground. You're sitting there, you ain't going butt side. Okay? Because we want the backer running that gap. Okay? If it's not there, I'm going all the way across the top and I'm going to fit outside that pole. Okay? Alright? If I'm the mic, I'm seeing, alright, I'm bright lighting the backs. So I'm seeing damn kick out, here comes that. I'm scraping outside. Okay? What ought to happen here, I drew it up like the offense would. Okay? What ought to happen here, right? As he comes in, I should spill it. Alright? Again, if he's number 35, I'm going to run through the 3, I'm going to get vertical and try to take this guard out. He pulls around there just like that though. Okay? I'm going to take this front side mic, the 10 backer, and I'm going to be inside that puller. Okay? If I've got the window, I'm going to take it, because that's a tackle for loss. Okay? We don't turn those down. Okay? Alright? I say it can happen different ways. Let's say if they knock the crap out of the 3 technique, he's going to be sitting in your gap though. Okay? So if the window's closed, I'm working outside and I'm outside that pole. Okay? Okay? Same things for the ends, don't make difference. Guy blocks down, I'm going to squeeze. Everybody come to kick you out. What you got to tell them is, if the guy blocks down, you are the point of attack. Right? You got to know where the ball is. I say, hey guys, you don't have to look back here. If he base blocks you, ball's going inside. If he reach blocks you, ball's going outside. If he blocks down, you are the point of attack. Okay, so again, he would spill the kick out block, try to get vertical. Okay, all right, backers on the front side. Let's talk about the double team. Okay, if we get the double team, what we want to do there is a 3 technique. If I get the double, okay? So let's say I shoot my hands on the guard. If I shoot my hands on the guard and the tackle's blocking down on me, okay? What we want to do is we tell them is we want to sink our right knee. I just want to drop my right knee and what sinks my hips. Okay? And I should push into this guard. So my hands are here. When I sink that, it'll be boom. Okay? And I'm going to push this shoulder right here. I'm going to push it and I'm going to sink my hips. Okay? Most of the time it's a combo block. It's not a true double team. Okay? So when you sink, a lot of times that tackle's going to chip off. Okay? So we're going to sink our hips. When the tackle chips off, okay, we want to expand and make a play. Okay? Alright? Now we're not dropping the knee to the damn ground. Okay? All we want to do is sink that thing so we can resync our center of gravity to make sure he's not uprooting us and getting us out of there. Okay? So we're going to sink our right knee, we're going to sink our hips. Okay? Now here's probably the biggest change in what a lot of other people will do. That back is sitting right there. Okay? So based off what I told you earlier, which foot should he step with? Right. Good. So if I'm stepping my right and this tackle's blocking down, what happens to that double? Boom. Okay? You got a stone. Okay? That's a whole nother talk, guys, and it's called this, we use D line, it's called the pointer system. Okay? Alright? Basically, any tilt for the formation, we're stepping to it. 9 times out of 10, that's where your block's coming from. Okay? So if you got a tilt from a formation, which that's him, we're stepping that way. Okay? So you anticipate the down block. Bam. Okay? So if he got that, then he wouldn't obviously tilt his knee. Okay? I'm stepping into it, I ought to be good. Okay? Alright. So I can teach another way. You see shooting hands on the guard, and we would sink our hips, and we would sink that play side knee, keep our center of gravity down low. Okay? Talk about this guy again. So we shoot our hands to the center. Okay, if he's blocking back, I'm going to stay in that gap because I want to make sure the ball don't cut back. I'm the A-gap player. I got it. Okay? Alright? True hinge block. Okay? Anytime we get the backside hinge, okay? Alright? If that tackle does this, he's trying to seal off that backside, well, I tell him basically, knock the shit out of him. Okay? The first thing you want to do is, if he's doing this bit, you want to constrict this damn gap so there's no cutback lanes. Okay? Alright? Other than that, that's a hill, guys. It's a free shot. He's sitting there, freaking smoke his ass. Alright? So he goes to hinge block, sticking his damn chin and smoking. Okay? So we want to constrict the hell out of this thing. Alright? Alright? Power. Okay? Questions about that? It'll be the same thing if you did the 2-back power. And they put an F in here, and F kick. Right? F kick, we'd spill, we're over top, the guard pulls around, right? He'd be inside the guard, I'd be outside the guard. There we go on that. Okay? Alright. Alright. The quarterback, the trap game, okay? The T trap, dart. We call it the dart, okay? You got first of all to understand is where do they want to run that play to. They usually always want to run to the bubble. They want to run to the shade 5. That's where they want to run the play, okay? So, all right. Start with the backers. I'm the backer, okay? I'm thinking run through, all right? I see the pull across my face, I'm going to get out. And I should be inside that thing. Okay? Alright? I am seeing what? Down block, turn out, I'm seeing open window. I'm going to lever it. Okay? It can change. If we were in an 8-man front, okay? And if we, this goes back to coverage stuff. What we say on an 8-man front stuff, if this guy doesn't have number 2 that can block him, he makes an I'm here call. And if we need to talk about that more, we can. If there's no number 2 that can block him, he says I'm here. He says I'm a free player. he's the free player, then I'm going to turn it to him. And I'm going to knock the play out so he can make the tackle. Okay? Alright? So, alright, I'm doing that. Tackle's getting the double team, drop my near side knee, drop my knee, sink my center of gravity, play the double. Okay? Base block, okay? Cuff and choke, near foot, compression back. Squeeze his ass back inside. Okay? Your baseball's going inside. Okay? 3 technique, you get the base block, same thing. Cuff and choke, compress, squeeze his ass back inside. Okay? Alright. It's not occupied yet, huh? That one. Okay? This is when we see the dart, this is how we play it. Okay? If my guy pulls, okay, we fold off and take that gap. Okay? Alright? It can also happen out of this. Now he's getting red, and he's the backside guy. Okay? Alright? Because here's what happens, guys. They're pulling this guy. They've got a 2-back run game. They got a lead blocker and a tailback. They got a 2-back run game out of the 1-back. Okay? You are gap short. Okay? Unless you're stunning the front. Our basic way to stop that is I'm going to stunt the front. I'm going to bring this sucker inside. Or I'm going to slam this side. Okay? That's how we're going to stop. That's ideal. Okay? But if not, you can say I put the guy on the edge. I think I got a back of my side, alert, I'm being red. Okay? Alright? My guy pulls, I'm still reading red. So I got to sit, just like I did in the counter. I got to sit. I read the quarterback's hands. Alright? He don't have the ball. He don't have the ball, I fold off the line of scrimmage and I check the A gap. Okay? That's how he played in the dart, tackle trap. Okay? Alright? Let's do it right here. Same thing I'll do below it. I'll do the same thing as right there. I'm just going to draw it again. Okay? So again, he's being red. I would sit, squat. I'd rather tackle pole. He's right in front of my face. Okay? He pulled. Okay? Sit, squat, read the quarterback. He don't have the ball. I'm going to fold off and take the A gap. Backer. I got the A. Polar's got preference. He pulled. Right? I'm going to leverage that gap. I'm going to be inside that polar. Okay? I'm going to be inside it. And he's going to lever it back to his help. Okay? We would treat that thing, same thing we would treat ISO. We got that on ISO, we'll get 2 in that gap. Okay? Unless we got an I'm here call from him. If he said I'm here, I would stay inside, I would be here, you'd be here. That's the 2-back run game. It's a whole nother talk. Okay? But that's really what they've got. As soon as they put that sucker in there, and they start pulling these guys, they've got the 2-back run game out of the 1-back. Okay? Same thing, especially when you get into the counting. Hell, they block back, pull both guys. There is no A, B, and C over here. There is no A, B, and C. Hell, there's just a damn A. Alright? Over here they had A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. Okay? You gotta get cats over there. Okay? Okay?
Is there a difference in how that end's going to play versus counter versus the dart?
This
You
one,
have to be able to recognize.
he needs to recognize the ball. The way we do it, honestly, to make it simpler, is for us, that's a backer. It's always the backer.
Because they don't want to dart that way.
Right. Okay. It's the same thing, he would sit, but see, he got to sit and read the quarterback first. Okay? Yeah. To me, the simplest thing really is as soon as they start doing the 1-back and start doing all these things, the power game, to add a gap, to cancel a gap on our side is to stunt the front. Bring somebody inside, okay? Bring somebody inside as we cancel those gaps on the inside, okay? Are we good? All right? All right, let's go. Look at that. You got that film? Yeah. All right. How do you... All right, now this is different. I didn't show this one. This is one back counter, okay, out of that 12 personnel stuff, okay. This is there you go. Okay, it's a little different than what I drew up. Okay, it's a little different. It's really one, almost like one back power. Okay. Like when I work the remote. Okay, here's a decent shot. I want you to watch the mic. Okay? Just watch the mic. It's a bad read, isn't it? A bad read to start with. But I think that's the biggest thing. You've got to teach them how to get out of bad reads. And this is the same thing we talked about when we start with it. We call that a slip drill. Okay? And basically in our slip drill, what we're doing is this. Look if I did off this. Okay. We take a drill, and I put a ball carrier right there. All right? I don't know. I press it down. Or that now. Set it off. Press the home button. All right. What we do is this: we put a tailback here. It's 10 yards. We put a backer right here. So the tailback's 5 yards deep. The mic will be 5 yards deep. We put a tackle here and a tackle here. Okay. Now don't tell them which way it's coming from. At the point, tell the back which way to go. The back will go to the left. This guy's live. He's going to come high on him. All right, or he's going to come tight angle on him. If it comes a tight angle, I'm going to dip and rip over the top. And learn to change. What I teach them to do is transfer my eyes from the back. Okay. Okay. To that guy, and either be able to go over the top or underneath. Okay? So what we'll do, again, we'll set the drill, I'm going to put the mic right there, there's pause. I'll put him right here, I'll put a tackle here, I'll put a tackle here, I'll put him here, ball carrier. Ball carrier runs this side, I'm going to have this guy come down tight, or he's going to come up high. Comes high, what we want to do is, we want a head nod, we want to give him a head up the field. What we try to say is, look, this guy's fat and slow, and we want to kind of give him something to get momentum up the field, so we want to head nod him up the field, and we're going to backdoor him. If he's tight, we're going to dip and rip, because it could cut you. Okay? You're not going to swim him or any of that kind of stuff. If you're going across the top, you better get that right arm down and rip through that thing to get over the top, just to protect yourself from the cut. Okay? I did it again.
All right, we all been there. Of course, when you got the high and you got the head nod, how you playing the rest of your hips and hands? You're going underneath.
If we go underneath, ideally, we're trying to jump on underneath. If we're going underneath, really what we want to do is this. We're going to head nod up, swat the inside elbow when we're working. It's right. Head nod up, swat the inside elbow, and it's turn my body, get myself skinny. Mm-hmm. So Kyle was blocking down on me, right? And he was high up the field. I want to head nod him up. I want to swat him and help him get up the field, turn my pad skinny, because if he's worth the darn, he's going to bring that hand's going to come. When I do this, his hand's going to come back at me, right? And I want to get myself turned and pull myself away from him, okay? And then if I'm going across the top of his face, okay, I want to dip this thing. I want to scrape paint, hug him on my neck, and get my shoulder back square, okay? So all we just set two of them up and say go, 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 boom, and we just go back and forth. And they get used to seeing it, because it's one of the hardest things, because they get tunnel vision. Mike backers, they get tunnel vision on this guy, and if I got to know if he's going, somebody's going to block my ass, and we got to be able to transfer our eyes, go here to here, boom, 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 play that block, and get my eyes back to ball carrier. That's probably the hardest thing, is to get them to transfer eyes, go boom to boom to boom.
Ron, when you teach them to go over the top, do you ever teach them just to shoot their hands and go over the top? Don't be like scraping.
you're
them,
caught.
become a flesh metal, you know, if you're locked up.
If you're caught, but I get other things, we tell this, look, man, if that ball carries over here, we don't wanna mess with him.
Right, you want to get away.
We don't wanna mess with him. We don't have to, don't mess with him, but.
Right. Just get over the top and get away.
I think there's a couple of these 12 on here. Okay. Looks like around 5 in front. One, two, come on back, there's a window underneath. Okay, we'll go back there. Let's watch the mic here again. You tell that's a basic counter drill. I'm gonna go 1, 2, there's a window taken. Watch out. 1, 2, there's a window underneath taken. Make the play though. Alright, let's see if we get anybody. Okay, let's watch the 3 technique here. He's getting doubled. I don't know if we can see him doing this or not. You should do it right. And see when the combo comes off, now expand. Let's see if we got a, what does 3 do? Lock, you got to stay in it. Then you see him spin out late. That's it right there. See the book? Ball caution, now spin out. Spin out. Go get back involved in play. Okay. Let's see what we got here. We're supposed to put all 12 personnel on here. We talked a little bit about this. Somebody was asking a question about we're playing an anchor technique from a 9, and I mentioned to somebody. So basically, I'm here on the tight end. I'm still a C gap player. So if I get base, my hat's got to go in the C. Okay. Now you may whatever maybe you're in 4-3. Obviously, you're not going to do it that way or whatever. Okay. But as a base, my hat goes in the C gap. You're not supposed to go on the damn ground now. See what Mike's caught. Bad read. He's a little slow. Let's go tight. See if we can get something better. This would be 8-man front. Right? Strong safety, strong safety. Let me see what we're doing here. Watch this 3 technique. He's stepping to the tackle. Really, if they had a dominant tight end, so we used him as our pointer. There's a difference in a double team, and he's not latching the guard. He's stepping to he's in a 3, but he's stepping to the tackle. See, and this guy would be in a 3. He'd shoot hands on the guard. We're using that guy as a pointer. And that 8-man front, I don't know we're not going to get into this much, but the biggest thing I think the 8-man front is you got to learn how to use that guy. Okay. Now, any 8-man, if we're any 1 high, he's going to pat. Okay. He's going to read uncovered lineman. Okay. Uncovered lineman. Okay. Then when he runs the alley, he's always got to pick up number 2. If 2's confirmed. 2's confirmed blocking, come on. And at that point, it ought to be a dead sprint. Okay, all right, power. Jeez, I can't see. Okay, this is a little, we're bringing an invert here, so it's not gonna look right. Come on. We're bringing an invert off the corner. Just think about it, he's taking the spot of a defensive end. And he's a squeeze player, he's not a spill guy. Where's the tight? Okay. Alright, here we go. This is kind of tough to see. You watch the backside guy, he's bluffed up in there, he's up bluffed up down with guard. He's still going to do the same thing. Okay, his guy pulls. He's he's going to check that gap right there. If it's not there, keep working. I don't know if you can see that guy right there. You're going to check that window, see if he can run it. If he can't, I'm going to continue to work over the top. And that play side back right there is a scraper. I'm not gonna get it. See that off the tight over there. Okay. That's 4 to a side. Okay. We're probably man coverage. We are. I told you in the beginning thing, I said, look, our base is if 4 to a side, if it's man, we're going to adjust it with the secondary. That's our free. If it's zone, we're going to push it with the front. Okay. Let's watch this back. Let's see if he does it right. There's a pole. He's late, huh? He's a little late, but that's. You can't really see it. The pole's my way. There's the alignment in there. See what he does. Not much. You guys may see power. This is kind of ISO power. The basin is locking inside. Okay. Drop all that on.
I see it just go.
Okay. All right, there's power out of 2 backs. And here's something, I'm going to show you this too. If this is unbalanced formation, you see it tight end top like that? Okay. Anytime we get unbalanced, if we're a man, this guy's dead, so don't cover him. So we're going to bring the backside in. We're going to bring the backside guy. Because what we see in our conference, if they go unbalanced, they're going to run the ball over here, or they're going to go play action pass. So this is one way for us to stop play action pass. Okay. Bring backside safety or corner. Let's watch the backside backer. He's playing too slow. I wouldn't like this. Okay. But at least you pull, keep coming. Come on, get your butt over there. All right, here we go. Okay. All right. Here's the front side scraper. He's still on this stuff. Needs to stay inside the puller. Okay. Once the back outruns him. You can just kind of see there's 3 and step into the tackle. See that? Super wide, so we got a stack portion.
Coach, what's your coaching points on the 5, the back of there and the 5 and the left there?
This one?
Yeah, as far as technique, hands, feet,
Yep.
how you guys,
Okay, right now,
he's reaching.
I should be cuffed and choking this kid.
Uh-huh.
My left hand should be on the cuff. I should keep myself outside.
How do you want his feet to go before his hands go? Because you got inside
Yeah,
foot
well,
up.
he wants, yeah, the inside foot should be up. Now, what we should be going a step on our left foot first.
Right.
And then once I recognize his base, once I engage the base, what we tell him is our feet, how to turn into, is like if I was trying to stop a truck from rolling downhill, right? You would have that back foot braced, right? And you want that near foot up in here. See, this is base. He's got a flat base. I want it like my foot was here, and the other one was here, like you know what I mean?
Yeah, so
Stop
be
the
left,
truck.
right.
Yeah, that'd be near foot, and I'd be here. You know what I mean? Like I'm stopping the truck from rolling downhill.
You still want outside foot first on read? you said?
Yep. Yeah.
So it's gonna be
That's
that
what happens.
two-step.
Yeah. For them, it's tough because our inside foot's up.
Yeah.
Thing that helps you, so we should be 2 feet outside. And what happens is it hurts our guys more when they get too tight. It's because they can't get that second foot down in time. This is not very good technique right there.
You've got no step.
Yep.
Just catch it.
Yep. Okay. Let's see what we got to talk here. So it should be one of these guys pulling. That one. That ain't dark, that's damn sweet. We're in a bear front, so tight. This is not dark, this is a power balance. You can see the level of the specs I got? Oh, shoot. See that tackle my DB is? This is a nice little play, actually. You see, it's so many times that we see, it should be on there, but power, you squeeze and spill, so people know the power sweep, you know? So he's gonna, you can see how deep he's getting deep, he ain't leaving up inside. They're taking this thing and maybe he's gotta do it, but counter step it here and he'll bounce it all the way outside. That's what that is, this should not be on darkness. Let me see if we do inside though. See if we get the technique. This is a slant. So the hood will be right, stays in the backside. He's slanting across the face. This is what this front is it's not a bear front. We call it, this guy's a dropper. So we're going to do this, we're going to slant him in the back to the weak side. If it's a pass, he's a drop guy. Okay, so he's going to sit, he's not going to be tackling. That's why this guy's so wide. See how we're doing the 3. Get our ass knocked off. And we need to get vertical here. This is not very good either. Okay. That's a dart back to the, two back. This is actually a split return stuff or slanting. He should be going back to this gap. He should be going from a 1 to a 3, he should be going from a 3 to a 1. still read the same. Try to run that backside window. I'm gonna treat the same thing, guy's high, backdoor him. That is, it is slow, it's kind of delayed. You see the corner coming though? That's the corner making a tackle. But that's what I have it coming. That's what stack force all look like, so his, doesn't look like he should be wider. Bad angle by the safety. The angle should have cut right now. You see Emo, sees that. Cut my eyes to 5, I walk out, cut my eyes to 5, and I'm gonna stack forces off of that. This is off, so I'm gonna get this nose. I'm gonna stop it right here. Okay? We'll put that in the morning. Okay. Questions about that at all? Huh? No? How about a linebacker reads? All great.
What do you guys do for read steps as far as linebacker reads?
You know what? We don't,
I heard you say pat, certain things.
the only thing we're gonna pat is if there's a stunt in front of us, okay? Otherwise, besides that, I tell you, we're gonna take our first key and we're gone. Go.
You're not going near foot, contact, none of that stuff.
Nope. We used to, and then,
Getting too late, just
Yep.
cut them loose.
yeah, I don't like them doing anything lateral or anything like that. I try to get them to run on the first snap. You know, like I said, when we first start talking about the same things, we talked about, I mentioned something about bird dog and how you do that. You know, if we're starting off, obviously, you started off like that. You know. Okay, I started off like this, and if I get that on the first snap, right? First step looks like that, it ought to be coming. I don't want them shuffling, I don't want them patting here, taking a read step, or any of that crap. If I'm getting a I'm here call from him on the first step, it ought to be that. He's going to the A and I'm going to the B. Okay. What you got to know is that if you're a fast flow, and that's what we are. If you're a fast flow read at linebackers, then the number one play you got to work on is the counter. Yep. Because you're going to get, just like you see, it's going to end up being.
You have to beat a lot of those high blocks.
Boom, boom, things like that. And you're going to get this. But I don't know. You know, I mean, we probably stopped that about 10 years ago. We don't. You know, I don't know if anything wrong with it or whatever else is. You know, what I mean. We used to do the same like that. We'd bam, my first key would be near foot, 6-inch drag. It was, you know, step drag, boom, okay, confirm your reading and go. But we don't do it out. We're gone. Yeah. Which I tell them, we're taking on, snap the ball, we're gone.
They get caught in play action sometimes then?
A little bit maybe. The biggest thing I said, the only thing you got to work on those things. You know, same thing on play action. You know what you're looking for. Again, we'll talk a little bit play action, but I think it's like a second talk or something tomorrow. Usually everybody's got something that goes away. You know, on play action, you're usually going to get, we're talking about the elephant parade a lot on the boot. Everybody now, especially the spread teams, it's all elephant parade, and so they're usually, if I read them all flat down the line, yeah, I should go 1, 2, boom, boom, and I should be out of there. You know what I mean? You just got to be able to read that stuff. But,
Now, your depth of your linebackers, and do you change it against the zone? Zone change.
if they were straight and did this, okay? If somebody lined up like this, okay, and we went 8-man front, this is whatever, let's go X and A, like that, okay? We don't see a lot of that. If we saw that in 8-man front, our guys will get 3 yards. Because they know what? On any type of run right now, I got that gap, I got that gap. So one back zone, one back, one gap. Okay? We say, you know, if it's one back, you're trusting your gap, so it don't matter. And now you're gonna go, you should be at 4 yards, yours will be at 3 yards, and I would be in a sprinter stance. Okay? Now again, a lot of our stuff is, you know, we are pressure, blitz and stuff, so you'll see a lot of them, they'll be like that. You know what I mean? Because they're gonna be bluffing up, walking back, boom, boom, the feet are caught in a sprinter stance, which is fine with me. The biggest thing, we talked about that, you know, there's 2 ways to coach. You know, we said we coach, when you start off with basic things, you say, okay, linebacker stance. You know, and we do it to start with, you know what I mean? If I was linebacker stance, I want my feet underneath my armpits, okay? I want my toes in, my heels slightly out, okay? I should feel that torque in my, my ankles on that thing. What I'm just put my hands on my knees, okay? I want to flat back, and then I want to drop my hands, okay? And we tell you should be in a tailback stance but not rested. You know what I mean? You don't want them rested on here, okay? That's it. You should be in a tailback stance ready to go, okay? So we can start from there, and then after that, all I look for is efficiency of movement, okay? I think you can get so caught up in, you know, how they do it or whatever else, and then I look for efficiency of movement. I mean, if he's taking and you know, the first thing he's doing is dropping his damn foot, and the first thing I'm going to do is tell him is we're going to freaking stagger your damn feet. You know what I mean? If his first thing in is always if he can't give me a play side foot first, you know what I mean? The biggest thing I'm looking for is now is we're going to run, like I said, the biggest thing I start coaching was when we run a power drill, ISO drill, or we run tracks. I'll get 2 back, and when we're going to 2 back fits, I'll put the 2 backs in there. Well, you know, it should be a live guard on there on the 30 backer side. You should have a live guard because that's his bright light, that's his main key. So we'll go 2 backs. When we do that, we're talking feet work. All right, and the biggest thing I'm talking about this is that if we run that side, I want to see that. I want to see the first step go on that side. Right? I don't want to see crossover, right? And I don't want to see drop step. Okay? So the biggest thing at that point, like I said, it's efficiency of movement. As long as they can get in something where there's no false steps, they're gaining ground on the first step, right? And they're going towards the thing, that's the biggest thing. If they can't, then we're going to start messing with their stance. Whether it be in, out, stagger them, get on your damn toes, whatever you got to do to make sure you're running on snap of the ball. Okay. Some of that is also with our system. You know, our linebackers got to be able to play on the edge. They got to be able to play on the stack, and you know what I mean. So there's a lot of other things they got to be doing. And then we start doing our coverage stuff. We do some different things coverage-wise. So the biggest thing there, again, I think the most important thing with the back is if they can move efficiently and what they're in, I don't mess with them. You know, if they're all screwed up and they're doing, then I got to start messing with their stances.
Not broke.
Yep. So the biggest thing to me is making sure they can take their first read, believe what they see, pull the trigger. You know what I mean? And sprint. Last thing you want to do is play fast. And we talk about those linebackers play. You know, we talk about things. We see code is linebacker. We said there's a code. Okay, it says first is play fast. That's number 1. Play fast. Okay. 2 is play smart. Because I don't care how smart you are, if you're playing slow, they're doubling us and they're up on the damn backer. Right? They're doubling. They're staying on the damn down guys long and getting pushed. Level 1. We don't want that. Okay? We want them playing fast to make sure this guy's got to come off, and that turns into a single. We want this guy's got to come off. That turns that into a single. Okay? So we say play fast, 2, play smart, 3 is play physical. Okay? Like so many times, I mean, I don't want the backer to, oh, he can knock the crap out of the guard. I don't. Guard ain't carrying the ball. You know what I mean? So I would much rather have a fast kid that can play fast and run really well and do those things, and you know what I mean? And I'll teach him how to, you know, play physical with his hands and do those types of things. But the most important part, he can't get his ass to the football. Crap. The rest of it's mute. It doesn't matter. You know. The other thing about coaching, you know, is I think the first thing when you're coaching linebackers, this is, you know, we coach, you know, obviously the eyes first. It's number one thing. You know, so what is he looking at? And always making sure that we break every play down into what's his eye progression going to be. You know what I mean? If I'm looking here and if I'm the simple thing, we talked about power, and my guard pulls, bam, what are my eyes going after? Does it stay on that or look in the backfield? No. If I'm blowing that damn window, it ought to be pulled, and I ought to be looking at that next window I'm looking for to see if it's there or not. If I hang my eyes at all, if my eyes hang at all on the backfield next, when he pulls, my eyes hang on the backfield all, what happens is I'll take an extra step and then this window's closed when I already should have been working over the top. So we got to make sure there's a progression even as the play not only starts, but as the play goes throughout the process, is where's his eyes got to go. So, you know, that's why, and the simple things, like I said, if I was talking about this, I almost, you know, this. We do these things about every damn day. And we work our jobs. And so we start by every day. We're going to work the power counter, or whatever else. You know, we're going to do those drills every day. We're going to work a slip drill, basically from the mic more than anybody, making sure we're avoiding. We're not just being flesh magnet, being caught in those things. Then we'll work block protection. That could be anything from, again, you know, we'll start them off, obviously, O-lineman, linebacker, right? And with the true cage recipes, I'm gonna get 100 block on this guy. I mean 100 block. I'm gonna get 100%. I'm gonna shoot both my hands. Okay, I don't have my gap yet. I'm gonna shoot both my hands, and then I'm gonna thumbs up, elbows in tight, bolts in his chin. All right. I'm gonna shoot my hands, make sure my ass is down. I'm striking up and through at a 45. Right. So my hands stuff as I hit. If that was his neck, I want to go through his neck. All right. Go through his chest, come up the back of his neck, okay? And then I want to extend my hands, and then I'm going to find the ball carrier, right? And we'll do a first basic block protection. We're always going to do it. We don't want to do it head on. We want to do everything at 45-degree angles, okay? There's not too many times in the game of football for a linebacker is going to take this guy on straight on, boom, cage him up, find the ball carrier. That don't happen. He's got to be able to move his feet to one side or the other. So everything we do, we're going to do is go over. I'm going to say, oh, that lineman's going to come off at 45 to your right, so the lineman's going to come off 45 right. I'm going to cage the guy up, boom, shoot, find the lock. Ball carries on the front side, we'll fall off the front side. Ball goes back, we rock back. Okay? So that would be a starting thing. We say, we're a cage, you know, we work on a sled, and work the same thing on a sled, and we're really working on emphasizing our hands and hips. Again, making sure they're rolling their hips into the damn thing. And if we do that, we're always moving. If I'm never going to line, we don't want to line them up head up on the sled. I'm always going to line them up at an angle, right? So I'm going to work downhill to the sled, cage it up, work across the top of the face, or I'm going to work back, and I'm going to come up, I'm going to cage the thing up, and I'm going to rock back into my gap, okay? And so there's two things. We say is this, is that if I do not have my gap, let's just say I'm a mic, right? He comes up and I'm in a bad position, right? If I don't have my gap, I cage, right? If I don't have my gap, I cage it, okay? And I'm going to snap his head and I'm going to get my ass back into my gap, okay? If I've got leverage on my gap, already, then it's cuff and choke, okay? If I got leverage, I'm going to cuff and choke. If I do not have leverage in my gap, then I'm going to cage him straight up, and then I'm going to slide my head back into my gap. Okay? So we're going to go through all the whole process of that. We're going to cage a sled. We'll teach off a two-man sled, things like that. We can do our the counter drill also. We also do a power drill and counter drill off of a sled. You know, you got a five-man sled, right? You get your five-man sled. So all we do is we'll offset, put it back to here and back to here, right? So again, I'm going to scrape, say it's power that way, I'm going to scrape to it, boom, and I'm going to get inside that last bag, it's going to be the puller. So I'm going to come and I'm going to snap that thing up, and I'm gonna get outside that sled. Right? So we're just gonna offset it, and we're gonna take the last bag on the sled as the puller. Okay? So we'll do all those things. Again, the biggest thing for me, and I think is important, is this: is that once we, there's some basic things we're gonna do. Block protection. Also, we work on the edge. Working our 9, right? Working our 9 technique and playing all that stuff. But the number one thing on teaching, and I tell our coaches this: the number one method of teaching in any teaching model is simulation. It's the number one method, right? So don't, I try to tell them all the time, don't create a bunch of damn drills because they look good or you saw them somewhere. Don't do that. Create the drills that we got to do to get our job done. So we're going to do a power drill. I'm not going to just drop. We're going to do cover 3. We're going to work the drills to fit what we're doing. And then where do your drills come from? Whatever you do bad that you got to work on, and do a drill to fix it. If our pad level's low, then we got to work drills to make sure we're doing that. And then the same thing. I don't want to just talk about linebackers. Same thing. If our pad level's low, if our pad level's too damn high, and we got to work on getting it down defensive line, and we're going to work on things where we get caught high, and we got to resync within the play. A lot of times, that's the things I don't think we're working up on. Is, I'm a D lineman, I get hit in the damn chest because I'm too high. Okay, with the play still going on, what do? Stay there? No. It's resync your hips, resync your gravity, sink your ass back down. And reestablish your leverage as the play goes on. Okay. So that's, and again, when we start making all of our drills, what we want to do is, again, we got a base plan. Then I don't care if it's for the secondary or whatever else. You got a base plan, and then what do you do? You do the things that you're not good at. You go to practice one day, and we're not good at. We didn't spill. All right. Well, the hell, then we're going to block them. We're going to do that, and we're going to go spill the power. And there's other things like if we're going to spill the power, a lot of times we're going to put a guy with a shield. We're not going to bang their shoulders all up, right? We're going to work the spilling the power. I'm going to get down. I'm going to get a shield, and I'm going to make sure I dip and rip. Pop the crap out of that thing, so we'll do those things against each other full speed. Okay? But that's, how those are. Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me do one other thing, because we're talking about power and counter. I don't think we do enough of these either. Okay? Okay, when you're doing your D-line, you do this, right? You got to do 1-on-1s, 2-on-1s, right? And then 3-on-1 if you're playing a nose guard or something like that, you do 3-on-1s. But a lot of it is that, we want to make sure we're going to get it at this guy, and we want 2 blockers on the side. Okay? This is the last week of spring. We just finished up spring practice. Last week of spring practice, there's a couple things we had to do better at defensive line. One was resyncing our hips. Okay? Alright? 2 was the double team. Okay? And 3 was spinning out of trash. Okay? And then the other one was right with that, we worked on fighting back pressure. Okay? So I don't think a lot of drills you've got to do full speed. Those are big things. So what we did, I'm just going to take an example. This is an example. So that's all I did was this. We took the guys and we said, all right, listen, we're going to take 2 guys, and we're going to work on that one I said resyncing our hips. We take 1 guy, we're going to work 1-on-1s, and we're going to start him out. This is a good place for the drill. You want to stand up and take. We would start him out and say, the offensive lineman's into my chest. Okay, he's into my chest. I'm high. Now all we want to do on the thing is make sure we get our hands back inside. And when I said go, I want to resync their hips back down and fight back out. Right? And that's as simple as damn. You think it's so damn simple, but how many times do you actually take? You do the base blocks and stuff. But do we take them back and say, okay, when they did it wrong and it was high, do we teach them how to get out of the thing? So we worked on that. All right, simple as that thing is, we worked on resyncing the hips on the base block. Okay, because we were too high. We're too high. We're redoing our D lineman right now. The double team. Well, you don't have to work on just 2 guys slamming the crap out of them. You know what I mean? What we do is start them up in the fit, right? I'm gonna put my hands on that guy, right? I'm gonna have the other guy blocking down. We're all in the fit. He's grabbed up. You got all the hands on there, ready to get down, get a, you know, make sure what, often get your pads down, lineman, make him get lower. We've got to work on again, like with younger guys, because it's no different, guys. It ain't no different in college. It don't matter. When they're young, that's it. So their hips and legs aren't strong enough, so they have problems bending and staying in that daggone position. So, you know, we want to work on the double teams. Just, all right, get your hands on the guard. All right, getting the fit knocked up. Right, and then all we want to say is ready to go, so they're not banging themselves up. We'll go, and I want to drop my knee, and I want to make sure I'm extending on the guard. Create that separation. Make sure you're pushing that thing. So drop my knee and resync your hips and sink your level of gravity on that while the guys are pushing on you. Again, those are ways you can do some things with D-line when you're not beating the crap out of each other. If you say, oh, we're going to work double team, shit, it's going to fix and be a physical period. You know what I mean? So you can do that without breaking it down to make sure they get the fit of dropping the knee, resyncing their hips, and those type of things. Same type of thing. Again, we get him in there in the fit. Shoot his hands on the guard. You know, get in the fit. He's on the guard in the fit. Okay. Get that tackle on his hip. All right. So if I was here, I'll be on the fit on coach. This guy would be on my hip. Right. When I say go, I want him to leave. He's leaving. You're pushing. So we're here, getting pushed, and then bam, I get to spin myself out. Okay. And then we always want to talk again, but you got to talk about, okay, what about we talk about the perfect case scenario. The perfect case scenario is if I was stepping to coach and he was blocking down. Well, ideally we want quick feet, so I want here. It ought to be here. Okay, all right. If he was blocking down, he's blocking down on me. It ought to be boom, boom. That would be a perfect case scenario if we did it right. Okay, but that, I mean, again, we're going to try to work to get it right. But in that meantime, okay, if we're getting washed, how am I going to get out of that sucker? Okay, so again, I think you got to take your things and you got to break it down to the smallest components. You know what I mean? Let's say it was a Thorndike's law, right? Anybody kinesiology guy? Thorndike's law. It's your dad uses it all the time. You know, it's you know, you take any physical skill and break it down to the smallest components and then put it back together. That's coaching. Take that whatever that physical skill is and break it down to the smallest components you can, and then re-put it back together. And if you can do that, I mean, a lot of times, you know, it'll prevent you from having to reteach later on. Okay, I can talk about this. And again, this may be off the topic, but you know, one of the things we were having trouble with in zone drops. I'm going to talk about pass. We'll talk about this stuff. We're having trouble with zone drops. Well, one thing that we're doing, we're snapping our heads too soon. All right, and we're working on quarterbacks looking this way. I'm going to expand on the front side and shrink on the back side. Well, we weren't shrinking very well on the back side. We were doing it was always late because when we got out of there, we were snapping our head too early to find the receivers. He's looking that daggone way, and I'm not finding it out until I'm here. You know what I mean? As simple as it is, you know, college athletics. All right, we had to do walk. All right, let's make sure we keep our eyes here for the first 3 steps. 1, 2, 3. We're here. Oh, boom. I can flip my hips, shrink on the back side, expand on the front. But you know, so many times I think we get in a rush to put in scheme. I think we're getting so much of a rush to, you know, to do the X and O's parts. We forget the little things that you got. You know, sometimes the best teaching times that we have, I think, is when we're walking through before practice or after practice. You know what I mean? I try to get our guys to make sure, hey, practice is over with. The kid, you know, when you just had a practice and a kid had a problem, if you just take one kid and take 5 minutes to talk to him about some of the things he did, you know, sometimes that one, not only just the one-on-one attention you're giving him, but sometimes that one-on-one time where I'm telling you, here it is, and you'd be surprised how much faster they'll get it. You know what I mean? So we want to make sure, again, you know, I think in any skill you're talking about, if we're talking about teaching the power, again, if you want how to defend the power, you got to break it down to the smallest components and make sure you're putting it back the right way if you want to get them to fit it right. Okay? Anything else?
You made me bring this up tomorrow. When you were doing the too high stuff and you were running stack force,
Yes.
with the corner, are you talking about that coverage drill tomorrow or no?
In the coverage,
Yeah. What do you guys plan behind it?
well,
let's say
we would do
2x2.
Okay. If we're stack force and we're talking too high coverage, okay? So we play basically two types of coverage, or two ways. One's is a zone coverage, two deep zone, and then we play it's a matchup. You know, two deep zone. Okay, it's not really zone. It's like two deep man under. But so anytime we're stacked force, and what we're saying is that corner has got force, right? It's not that the corner could be the inverse, also on any one man's side. So all right. If we're stacked force and we're saying he's in a walkout, so he is something. It don't matter if he's in a quarter or he's in a half. Okay. But either one of it don't matter. So we play a true two. Okay. If we're playing a true two, then all of our zone coverages. Let's say this: if we're zone, we want to vision the quarterback. Okay. So we're playing true two. Then these guys are they're all true zone drop underneath and they're vision quarterback. Okay. If we're playing a matchup, then we're visioning receivers. Okay. So if we're playing a matchup, it means when I say we're matchup, it means we're matching routes. Okay. We're not going to zone drop off of them. We're not manning them. So ideally it'd be this. So if we're playing matchup on this side, and you ran curl flat, I am running to the curl, and he is taking the flat. Right?
Is that like mix it?
Yep. 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 If we're playing matchup like this, if you ran a six cut, whatever. I'll just do that anyway. All right. If you ran a six cut and out, then again, I'm going to match the six cut. Right? So I'm going to turn. I'm going to call my call, whatever you're calling it. We say cut. I'm going to say cut on 4 means you got him, right? And I'm going to come in this and I'm going to airplane it back in, and I've got number 5. Airplane, you're going to man turn it into it. Okay. Same thing if we're matching 3 and 2. If they went curl swing, it'll be matched here. We're not zoning it. We're not going to vision the quarterback at all. All right. So it's not a man under because everybody's got a man we're locked on running with him. It just means whatever routes we get and we're matching it. You're taking his butt. You're running to him. If you went curl, if you went here's one, right? You go quick out in a fade. The corner would jump that. The backer would run to the fade, and the safety would be on the top of it. I'd run to the fade thinking 6 cut or comeback. You know, if I was a backer, I'm playing a 6. If you sit it down, 6 cut or comeback, I got it.
And you'll either play a half or a quarter.
Play half or a quarter. Like if we're on this side, we quarter. When we lock him up, we do it on this side.
So you'll match up with 5 unders and play 2 deep behind it, whatever you go.
Yep.
Pattern matches.
Yep.
Pattern matches.
Yep.
You find that you'll dump the ball off, so, throw the ball to 2, speed uncovered. Yeah.
Yes. That's why you got it. I mean, for us, it's important. You got to disguise. Yeah. That's why everything we do is we're going to call it so it's we're going to show 1 high, play 2 high, show 2 high, play 1 high, and then vice versa. Because when you go back, like I said, when I go back to that first slide I talked about, biggest thing I think, obviously everything's about fundamentals and techniques, but then there's the schematics of it, is that you got to realize what they're trying to do. You know what I mean? When they come out, they're looking for that, or they're looking for 1 high. If they get 1 high, when we start getting into the pass stuff tomorrow, okay? If they got 1 high, you got to know what they're going to try to do. You know what I mean? Schemes, most teams in spread now, they're going to have 1 high concepts. All right? So if there's a one high concept is basically on curl flat. Okay? Now, 1 high concept. They're going to do some type of shield route. right? He's running for the, in case it's man, then he's gonna run right off his ass, and they're gonna try to pick that, the guy that's on number 4, right? They're gonna try to pick his ass. Okay, he's gonna run right off his butt side. So they're gonna have one high concept. So they sing one high, that's what they're running. Whether it be that, or curl flat, or the getting over to 3x1 and one some type of flood concept. You know what I mean? So basically, you can almost determine most of the people when they do it. Hell, if I give them one high, I know what routes are coming. If I give them 2 high, I know what routes are coming. So that's why it's a whole big thing. I think it's disguising. And here's what like coverage. I know it's like you can't just tell them to hide it. You got to make calls, right? If you want to go from 2 to 1, you got to tell them. I want to make it look like 2, and I want to go to 1.
You never get free reign, proud, go when you
We do, yeah. We have calls to do that, yeah. But most of the stuff we want coordinated. We want coordinated coverage. I don't want you showing one thing, you showing another. We used to be all into that. It was all no. It's all free reign. We knew that hey, we're gonna, you know what I mean. On one side we're showing half on one side. We're showing press on the other. You know what I mean. And that stuff's good because they're going, what the quarterback's going, what the hell is that? You know what I mean. They don't know what it is. But the problem is, really is. More and more we're seeing the spread teams having getting specific concepts. We wanted to know what we're giving. So my guy can think about it. If we're showing them too high, I'm thinking smash. You know what I mean? Showing them too high, we're thinking whatever. We got to see a lot. We see a lot of spot route. You know what I mean? 7 cut, inside curl, swing. We're coming in, instead of 3 here, the same thing here, the quick flat, curl, 7 cut. It's the same route, right? And so we want to make sure they, we knew what we were giving them, so we knew what we were going to get. So that's become, probably the last couple of years, more of a thing we're trying to do right now than anything. I feel like we went, 3 talks. We've done a lot of stuff, covered a lot. So, you know what I mean? I know if we need to channel it back to what you do or whatever else, let me know. If there's something specific, I won't have to do it. I've done them, we've done almost every scheme. So.
Are you going to talk about what you're going to play in the field and hash coverages tomorrow? When you do that?
We get it passed. I think we'll talk a little about that, but I'll throw it in and make sure we do more of that then. And again, a lot of the field and hash stuff we do a lot of off the for run game more than anything. We're going to make you run certain things in the boundary.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because so many of them won't, especially these spread teams. It's so much about numbers or space. Biggest thing. What's the biggest concepts in spread teams? Get your athlete a ball in space. You know what I mean? So a lot of they don't want on the bubble in the boundary. They want on the bubble to the field. They're trying to get their guys. Where are they going to run the screen? They want to run to the field. Speed sweep, they're going to run to the field. Okay? So, you know what I mean? And a lot of, we can talk about, there's not a topic on this, in this talk, but a lot of, in your breakdowns. You know what I mean? Not only do we break down, you want to break down and distance, you know what I mean? You want to break down your formations, what they're doing. And now you also, you take a look at you take those formations and put them on the hash, and now see what happens. Lights will come on. Oh yeah, this is what they run out of double twins, but when the ball's on the hash of the double twins, they're telling you where the ball's going. Or they're telling you what routes they're running. Or they put trips to the field. Now what? Boom. It's totally different. The ball's in the middle of the field, they run trips. You got, they're I think the majority of them are very predictable. So, you good? Anything else? All right, you're ready.